everyone, and welcome to day 2 of my horror movie review marathon, and I've got your Let the Right One In movie review. When a sensitive, bullied 12-year-old boy living with his mother in suburban Sweden meets his new neighbor, strange things start to happen. As far as the story goes, Tomas Alfredson directs this film, which is basically a foreign horror film of its time, and it's one that's very unique because it's got this monster of a little girl. There are some other interesting things going on, things that are very horrific. And the story itself, I feel like I wasn't really drawn to it. Like the title says, I don't think this was the right kind of movie for me to really open up to. And I honestly could say that it was a jumbled mess with all these different events going on left and right. This situation with the dad, I guess, of this little girl who's doing all these killings for her because she's got a secret that nobody knows about except for this one boy who befriends her. One of the drawbacks to this movie was the fact that, it's all subtitled, it's in Swedish, and at first, I thought it sounded very quiet and up until the point where these scary situations start to happen and everything's all loud and obnoxious. I haven't actually seen the remake to this, and so I'm actually glad that I didn't do that because that probably would have affected my viewing of this movie. As far as the casting goes, acting wise, you've got the lead characters, these two kids. The first being, and I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher these names, Care Hedebrandt, and he's the boy that gets bullied constantly, and it is kind of scary to see him put in this situation, and then he has to lean on this one girl who's very mysterious, and he doesn't know much about her until he finds out that she's a vampire, so to speak. For what I saw, their acting was pretty good and believable, and Lena Leandersson, I thought, was also very good in her role, being this one girl who is just put in this position, and she's got to do what she can to survive, and it's kind of terrifying to watch, but it's also very sad because you sympathize with her character. The things that I did like about this movie, there were a few jump scares, and I would say things that I was definitely expecting to see, along with the sound effects. I thought that was all pretty creepy, but also well done. It was slightly gruesome at times, and that I was also not I was expecting to see. So I thought that was just it was pretty intense. And of course there's lots of darkness. There's very little moments in this film that are shot during the daytime, and if they are, it's just a bunch of boring scenes. Unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that this is a very slow moving film, and I can't say that I found that to be particularly enjoyable, and I kind of got bored after a while. I started to get bored the first few minutes of this movie, but I decided to give it a chance. And then there was this one particular scene I'd like to point out with these cats, and it was just this weird CGI moment that I was almost finding to be laughable. So I didn't really know how that all fit in, and it just didn't make sense. So overall, I would say that Let the Right One In was a pretty decent movie. I don't think it was my favorite as far as a vampire movie goes, but I may or may not see it in the future. So I would still recommend seeing this movie because it does have those scary moments. It just might not be for everyone. So I would give this 3.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Let the Right One In, and come back tomorrow for day 3 of my horror movie review marathon. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Trial Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.